Howdy, folks! Welcome to another exciting episode of Demon Dayz, an actual play podcast with a focus on fiends and the friends who play them. I want to thank you most dearly for your patience as we worked through our schedules and got everything put together. It's a lot of work coming up with the podcast and scheduling and all that, so the patience is appreciated. And now, just a little bit of a heads up, we're going back to our weekly schedule, and we're just going to go through the episodes that we've recorded and try to keep refilling the tank as we go, but we'll definitely keep you up to date on all our socials, so if you haven't subscribed to any of those yet, I would do that to keep up. And I'll just do a quick thank you to KiloWhat, who's done the artwork for our show. Amazing work. Check her out. We'll have the information in the description. Anyways, I've rambled long enough. Let's get right into the show, shall we?
Friends, fiends! It's been such a long time since we last spoke.
Oh yeah, like 56 days. Where the fuck were you?
Wow! Check out the nerd in the back! And, none of your business. Anyway, let's catch up. Our heroes traversed the Underdark to reach the Hand of the Titan, a powerful statue, thingy. They fought a goopy cat monster, freed it, and then crawled through a slit in reality, which birthed them into the Shadowfell. Now that I've said all these words in a row, I think it's time you handed me that entire barrel of ale so that we can get right into these Demon Dayz.
Not much is known about the Shadowfell, but that hasn't stopped anyone from writing about it. You need only go 10 feet in any direction at an academy to find someone who has some serious thoughts about the place. For all the words committed to the page, for all the practiced lectures among professors in training, almost no one gets it right. The devils of the Nine Hells, on the other hand, aren't too far off the mark. They refer to it in their language as the Echo, which sounds much cooler in the ancient infernal. This term dances around your minds amidst everything else you are no doubt thinking. Having just been birthed into this dreary plane, and having just fought off some anachronistic, vile creatures who belong in that other place, a place that the arbiters of your heritage speak through gnashed teeth, the abyss. Taking the Echo into account, you could logically assume that everything before you is more of a representation than an actuality. Take the Hand of the Titan, where you fought the Tressum, for example. That dormant Titan can't be in both planes at once, and yet there it is before you. This version of the Hand does not pass heavy scrutiny, especially for Fetter, given his high awareness and perception. It has the form of the hand that you were on, but when you truly focus on it, when you scrutinize those details, the areas start to look more like various rock formations conveniently placed. It's only when you stop paying attention to it that it becomes the same thing. You are a part of the deception, as it were. There's also the fact that the area surrounding the hand is flat, albeit cracked, ground. There's a little less than half a foot of water blanketing this ground, which is perhaps the most dissonant example of this plane's quote-unquote echo. But maybe that's enough. There's a multiplicity of reality here that doesn't really give pause to you. Yes, it's not a big body of water, but it kinda is. But not really. But there's enough water around to constitute a body, but it's not really. You maybe sort of get the idea. Welcome to the Shadowfell, the Echo. Your short rest nears its end, affording you a bit more time to finish up any loose ends before moving on. One last interesting thing to note, and Fetter, this catches your attention first among the group, is that emanating from the slit you were all pushed through is a thick tendril of black smoke that is just floating upwards to where you assume you're supposed to go, towards that tower in the distance, far distance.
Interesting. Well, everyone all right? We feeling better? Is this the Echo? God damn it.
Echo? What do you mean, echo?
Right, like it's... I don't know. And mind you, we have a fairly high opinion of ourselves, but, you know, we've got our own planes, and each plane's got a leader, and this is some sort of sideways place. It's not one of ours. It's not the Abyss. It's somewhere else. But I don't know. We always just called it the Echo, and we didn't talk very much about it. There's not much here, as far as I know, but does that mean that the Raven Queen's like the head of this? I mean, sorry, I could be making devilish assumptions about this, but what's a plane without a leader, right?
That's very true, but I mean, I can't really assume she'd be the leader of this, considering she doesn't give me, and I just like look at this guy, considering she doesn't give me a lot of information.
Almost in response to that, you do see in the far distance what you might expect to be northward, just flashes of light and thunder, and a reddening sky just pulse a little bit.
I'll take that as a yes.
Oh, fun.
John, I rolled a dirty 20 on Arcana. Like, do I have any idea of what this place is?
Yes. You'd have a little bit more. You'd have the context of your upbringing and education in Cania, especially with all the knowledge that is hoarded there. That this is the Shadowfell, and like we said, the Infernals refer to it as the Echo. But they're together because the Shadowfell is a place of repeated things, of echoes of the cycle that the Raven Queen is the head of, the leader of. It's her domain.
So is this like the Shadow Plane?
Yeah, the Shadow Plane. But specifically, you and Feather would have more of an idea of this, that it is a bit more malleable than the material plane, where there are fixed locations. This is responding to you guys a bit more. So as you guys scrutinize where you were from, some of that influence is in this specific area right now. So the hand of the Titan is there, and Feather, if you kind of cue him in on the fact that this isn't a hand you guys are on, it's just stones.
Right. I mean, everyone take 3 steps this way, right? And then it looks like the fingers when you're standing where we were, but if you go over here, it all kind of breaks apart, right?
One thing I know about the Shadowfell is that it's used for travel quite a bit, and it's effective if you can protect against what's in it.
Yeah.
If you're on the material and you enter the shadow, if you travel 10 feet, you may have gone a mile, and if you come out of it in the material. So I know it messes with you in that sense, but
interesting.
I've never been here before. We dealt with a lot of passers to and from.
Right, well, this is lead onward, I suppose. I mean, I guess we're going to the big tower thingy, Taz. Is that what we're doing?
Seems like.
Everybody just kind of looks at Taslin.
Yeah.
There's sparkly things that way, a tower and red lights. So sure.
Taslin, I do know that on our last session, I wrote it down, that you had wanted to scry or attempt it.
Oh
before we were going to end our session.
Yeah, that's right. Because I usually do that. When I first wake up or something like that. So I probably would have taken the time during the short rest.
Right. And even in your short rest, you guys can kind of tell that the scenery in the sky is not going to change in your normal day or night cycle. You can just feel it just with the way things sit here. Fetter and Yusuf, your knowledge of the Shadowfell, that's also another thing that kind of fucks with you a bit. Or anyone who comes in here, is that their sense of day and night are gone.
Okay. I think for protection's sake, and Yusuf pulls his sword out, he's like, I'm going to travel in the midst of all of us, just so we're all covered.
Sure. Whatever's clever, though. I mean, no offense, but that does kind of put like a big giant target on you when we could kind of walk through here more neutrally without it.
Kind of looks down at himself. He's like, hey, we can try it. Or eat. You know what?
How long does it take to whip your sword out? And he winks. And he winks at Yusuf.
He puts it away. He's like, all right, I'll have both hands open, so if you stumble, I can catch you, apparently.
Look, no hands.
I briefly think about tripping.
Briefly think about fan art that KiloWhat made.
All right, well.
Roll for falling into Yusuf.
No time like the present, I suppose.
Can I get those scry?
Oh, the scries.
Yeah. It would be a +5 for little thing and a -15 for daddy dearest.
Yeah, it doesn't matter for either of them. Fuck you, dice. Although, given your relation to them, the dice almost are irrelevant. I think the kid has a chance.
Yeah,
These
the
days
kid
to say-
always has a chance.
The kid always has a chance, and he's got Fee with him. So
Yeah.
she knows what's up.
Yep.
So if she's feeling...
I think it wasn't it last time Fee actually managed to
Said knock
see
it
the
off.
sensor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just kind of went, no, not today.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Who should we do first? Boop, 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 boop. Let's do Little Thing.
Okay.
So, as the clouds in the crystal ball part and your vision begins, you see your younger brother standing in a room full of fragile-looking art pieces and elaborate sculptures. Definitely not a room that a youth should be in. Kneeling next to him is Fee, in a strange half-dress combination that can't decide which half at any given point on her body is the dress. She points his attention to a marble statue of a naked man wielding a long javelin. With the flick of her wrist, she creates 6 magical darts that all hit the statue in the javelin's arm, shattering it. She then grabs Little Thing's wrist and guides him through some of the motions and explains some things. He makes an attempt, and you see a rather smaller magical dart shoot out and go wild, shattering a rather ornate vase. Fee whoop whoop and screams, "Do it again!" At first, Little Thing is nervous. But then after a few more wild blasts, he gets into the revelry. After a moment of this, you hear the clanking of armor as guards start to approach. "Fun's over!" Fee shouts, picking up Little Thing, really deftly, just hoisting him up fireman style and disappearing, immediately putting you out of this vision.
Awesome. So she's teaching him magic.
Yeah. Chaotic, destructive magic.
It's almost like they're grooming him for something. Huh.
That's the thing about Fee, and I'm sure...
Yeah,
Farrah
but
will...
don't... The other thing you have to realize is that as much as I know my aunt, she bores quickly, and as much as she likes very frilly, well-constructed things, she likes to tear them apart, so...
Yeah, if anything, he'll get the basic idea, but never foundations. So he will be shit at magic darts.
Yeah, it's a lot. There's a lack of impulse control in certain parts of the family line. and he like straightens his tie and his cufflinks.
Yep.
You don't say.
Oh, I'm positively buttoned up by comparison.
And then the clouds swirl again, doodle-doo, doodle-doo, and you get to Cheshire. And your vision takes you once again to a rather shabby-looking hut, where you saw your father requesting the help of a bookish furbolg to assist him in scrying on you. He's resting on a very worn-out bed, naked and using his starry robe and other clothes as a pillow. The expression on his face is troubled.
I immediately throw my hand over the orb in very particular placement to not see the junk that he very nicely has probably hanging out there.
He is just out with it. The expression on his face is troubled. He looks over to his new friend, who is asleep at her scrying table, just head on the table. Dunk. And that's where your vision ends. So now, keeping in mind, as a reminder, the last time the sensor appeared, and I don't know if you noticed, I don't think you noticed, was when you guys were climbing into the slit on the other side.
No, because it showed up literally right as we were walking in. So I didn't notice. I don't know if Feder did.
He saw it. He rolled, I mean, he's got godlike perception, so he would have noticed it.
Seeing through time and space.
Yeah, so he knows. You don't necessarily know. So that's related to this.
Does it seem like, from looking at the person who was scrying has the head on the table, does it seem like they're just passed out, or is it more serious?
Just passed out, tired.
Okay.
I mean, she too was also naked, so there's an assumption.
Okay. Yeah, I see it. I get it.
Yeah. Even though you're covering up the bits on your side of the crystal ball, if anyone else is, I don't know if anyone else can actually see while you're watching, unless it's just a one only.
No, they can see it because it's in a crystal ball. So
so they still have the full view.
No,
on their
they
side.
can see it. Yeah. It's definitely, there's a lot of I refuse to admit what I got from my dad.
Yeah, this crystal ball is approaching you with a lot of that. But yeah, that brings an end to your vision, and the ball goes dark.
Okay.
Fetter.
Yeah.
you kind of have all your daggers generally placed like in your jacket, kind of.
Yeah, there's a holster and they kind of line.
The dagger I gave you, the new one, as like the gift, the one that you found that had the skeleton on it and a cloak. Where do you have that one stored?
It's on one of the holster sides, but there's like I skipped a spot just because like I'm not gonna pull it out accidentally. Like I really wanna. I'm only gonna pull it out like.
So you can still kind of feel it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you do feel an extra warmth coming from it. Something a little bit foreign than what you're used to.
So the obviously definitely cursed silver dagger that we picked up some time ago is pulsing weirdly now that we're in the Shadowfell. Just to put that out there.
Pulsing weirdly and not pulsing in a known way?
I mean, it's certainly trying to get my attention, but I'm going to play coy for the moment.
Okay, we got a connection there. Got it.
Yep.
Good. Great.
Shall we? Before this thing burns a hole in my pocket, literally?
Well, we might as well cross that bridge now that we're here.
Now that
As I look at the bridge.
All right, you guys head on out. Hit the dusty trail. Well, the wet trail, really. So it's not really dusty, it's more muddy.
Is the bridge pretty solid?
Yeah, it's not very far. Just north of the hand a little bit is a wooden bridge. The ravine or trench that's underneath it's not very long. If you fell into it, it'd just be 5 feet. But there's a little bit more water in there. And
I mean, like, is it stable?
Yeah.
Like, is it okay?
You walk past. There's no problem. So, anyways, onward and forward. On the horizon, in all directions, the occasional flash of lightning reveals tall mountains ahead of you, suggesting that this might be some kind of valley that you're traveling in. The only other geography of note in the distance in the horizon is that fortress far ahead to the north.
Yeah, what's the compass doing?
The compass is not even moving. It's just listless.
Kind of like
if you were to kind of tilt it on its side, the gravity would take over and dangle the little pointer.
Fun.
So when you first got here, the illumination of the tower, the fortress ahead of you, was a bit grayish, reddish. It has gotten more reddish since even just your time with the scrying and all that. You sense there is trouble that far ahead. And Feder, when you scanned the horizon earlier, I remember you asked, you're still trying to get a bead, from what I gather, on just distance to where you guys need to go. And despite your best efforts, despite your high perception and your ability, the Shadowfell is one step ahead of you on that. The best you can guess is that you either have a day's worth of travel or a couple hours worth of travel. And that elasticity is really fucking problematic. Yeah. A day. It's not a confident guess, that.
Right.
But a day is the average of what you might expect from the travel distance. But even just when you look back at the hand where it was, it seems at once farther back from where you guys were.
Right.
And closer. It's very unmoored. And the only other time you've ever felt that, I can imagine, is with the tower back at home. But that's more pleasant.
Sure.
That is planned. That's a planned unmooring of reality. Whereas this is, you're not in control of that. You don't have the control of that tether.
Yeah. Seems like some phase shit. Yeah. Can't stand it.
And Yusuf, as you guys are traveling, Yusuf, in a weird sort of way, this reminds you of Kania. As you kind of look around more, it lacks the ice and snow, of course. Obviously, it's not frigid and horrible in the Great White North, but it evokes the same feelings of isolation and desolation that you felt back in your home plane. So if you're standing kind of in a valley where there's nothing, and you just think about it, you are just one little speck in a vast, unmoored tether of just realm. You don't quite like it. It's another joy of the material plane, I would assume for you, that convinces you to stay. Kania is worse, I would say. It is more isolated. There is a similarity that I would imagine you would catch on. And Tazlin, this fucking place, it evokes a strong sense of sorrow within you. And all your regrets of the past, you start to feel them kind of casually bubbling. Like, not flames at the side of the face, Madeline Kahn style, but more like that tickle on the back of your neck, just behind the ear, where there's something there, a thought. You said that embarrassing thing in high school, and suddenly I said something embarrassing in high school, and I feel really kind of about it, but the sad version. It also feels like home, though, which is weird, because you've never been here before.
Nope.
This is not a place you've ever been.
Nope. Don't like that. Nope. Nope.
There is a sense of home. And as you guys feel these things, it's not certain if this is something being projected onto you. I mean, Feder and Yusuf, you're probably thinking that. I would imagine, given what you know of the Shadowfell and the echo, you're kind of maybe a head up on Tazlin with that. Tazlin and Sunny definitely don't have that sense of that's what this is doing as you guys are traveling.
I quite literally, it's almost like I start to get uncomfortable in my clothes. There's like the shoulder roll, and I'm messing with my hair, and I'm definitely like the head is touching my neck, tilting the head, checking the pockets, stuff like that, and just like little under the breath. Nope.
Taz,
nope.
You okay?
Nope.
There's Feder comes up alongside, puts a hand on her shoulder, and goes, "Hey, it'll be okay. We'll figure this out. We figured out worse."
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. It's not a comfortable feeling. It's like, it's not my skin. Nope.
Sunny asked you guys, have any of you guys been here before?
No.
I feel like I have.
No.
Just look at her. Nope.
I feel like I have. There's this weird, I don't know. I've never been here, but I feel like I have.
This was only ever talked about for runners of the family as a backdoor escape route to try to get home if you got stuck somewhere and couldn't get back through conventional means. But generally, we avoided it at all costs. It was not... no one that came back from here ever relished their time here. That said, there was an old weird family trick that people used to talk about. It's going to sound really stupid, but as we're walking, focus on the tower and will yourself to be closer to it. Like, imagine you want to be, like, not just walking in the direction of it, but, like, think that you would... I'm sorry, this is dumb. Maybe not, whatever, but, like...
No, I know what you're talking about, traveling with speed of thought.
Something like that, yeah.
I mean, our cousins can do it. I've never been able to teleport. It's not really something I tried, though.
So, like, personally, me, not even Taslin, I'm just loving this whole, like, labyrinth almost illusion that you're making with that comment, because it's quite literally like, look at the castle and imagine that you are in the castle. Make your way through the labyrinth. I love it. I don't think it's teleportation, though, Yusuf.
No, I think teleportation would be us moving through a space and coming out the other side. This would be the space moving through us, which is kind of weird if you think about it, but...
It's lack of idle thought. If you're thinking of it, you're not letting your mind be open to this. The bad, the weird stuff coming in.
Yeah.
So, disassociate. Okay, I got that. I can do that. I know how to do that.
She's a little bit farther off the mark, but whatever works for her.
Put on season 2 of an anime that we've watched 100 times.
Pulls out the crystal ball going like, all right, should we tune into these 9 hells? Should we tune into You, Me, and the Devil Makes 3?
Yeah.
Like,
put your comfiest pants on and lay down on the couch.
They only have the newest seasons, though. With the new cast, that's not quite as good as the original from
damn
like
it,
2005.
no,
Guys.
I liked the original. Even the one that's like from a different continent, you know, they always try and do remakes and it's just not as good.
Subs only, you know.
Right. It's like the
subs, not dubs.
The American version of the IT crowd. As you all continue forward with all this weirdness about, you all notice the odd mane or dretch lumbering about, oblivious to your presence. They're off to the side, and their entire being contradicts the scenery. Makes them fairly easy to detect and avoid, but they're very anachronistic to this place. And that's a thing in general with these manes and dretches and the abyssal. Again, why it's just, you speak it through clenched teeth, because this doesn't belong. The devils could belong anywhere they go. You can make it so. The abyss cannot. They all seem to, though, be originating from where you're heading, the direction you're heading, forward. And after a while, you notice that the number of these manes and dretches and creatures start to increase. There's more and more to the off to the sides of you, off to your periphery, lumbering about, milling about, still not paying you any mind just yet as you travel. And at a certain point, whether it be an hour or 10 minutes, you realize it's a matter of when, not if, they will notice you and start to swarm. Everyone should roll stealth, and let's see when that when is. It's like blink and suddenly, wait, why are there 20 more in that spot where there was just one?
Oh, thank you, Dice, for choosing not to kill me today.
Yeah.
Have fun.
20... 24.
Oh, shit, that's right. You have disadvantage.
Yeah.
Clink, 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 clop, clop, clop.
That's why I'm going with the 5 instead of the 9. So we're looking at a 6 instead of a 10.
I got a dirty 20.
I will say, like, I think we've been together long enough that we know that this is a problem.
Yeah.
So, like,
There's definitely some, like, Yusuf, like...
yeah,
just-
if there's a situation, like, break off from me and, like, take the high ground. And
Well, I think as we start seeing all these creatures starting to come up and knowing that Yusuf very often is clanky, I have darkness prepped.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll drift.
And it's like, everybody just cling to me. I'll lead us through.
And I'll kind of drift. I'll say that I'm out front, and I'll kind of drift, cuttingly, a little bit ahead of the gag.
All right, so you had a
24.
24. Taslin, you had a
non-natural 20.
non-natural 20.
Yeah,
And
I
then
was
Yusuf,
dirty
you
20.
had 6? No, 7. 6.
6.
6.
And then Sunny rolled an 18, so that's fine. You guys, I'd say maybe about...
It was nice knowing you, Yusuf.
Yusuf doesn't seem to notice as the group just slowly veers off from him and lets him walk a good 20 to 30 paces off to the left.
Yeah, so after about maybe... I think you guys get about a good 45 minutes. Or what you would assume to be 45 minutes, it could be 4. I mean, fuck.
And I am completely alone now.
Yusuf, you look around, where does everyone else go? There's this bubble of dark ahead of you that...
Am I alone now?
Nope.
No, but you do sense everyone's unease that you're clanking of your armor. Even Sunny every now and then has been like, dude, what are you doing?
I mean, I could take it off, but I'm not going to do that because of all that.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
So,
just looks back. Fetter's like,
just walk with
It's already bad enough.
Just walk with that.
a particularly lucky Dretch crawling about on the side of your path on all fours happens to sense and notice you. And suddenly you hear a pervasive shriek emanate. And you hear an echo, another shriek, and then a few more shrieks, and wails, and sounds. And with a newfound speed that you didn't notice from the other ones, they start to converge. If you don't move, you'll be overwhelmed. And for this, we're going to do kind of a static initiative for everyone.
I was just about to say, roll for a stress. We're in a panic spiral.
Panic spiral.
So this will assume that you guys are beaten feet. You're booking it,
Yep.
and we're only going to be dealing with attacks here.
Cool.
So whatever you can do that allows for you to still move at your natural speed, we'll do that. Let's roll for initiative for it.
Don't like that. Don't like that at all.
What do you have?
9.
Better than my 7.
Really?
Yeah.
13 for me.
I rolled a 5. So it's like, oh shit, I don't even have a 9. No, I have a 7. I just realized because I added my proficiency, not my initiative.
Yeah.
So I'm at a 7.
Fine.
It's been a while, guys.
Yeah,
We're here.
Here's the initiative order with enemy stuff happening in between for every line. So we're just going to kind of go back and forth. Sunny's at 15, Yeswif is at 13, Taslin is at 7, and Fetter's at 7.
At least we're going together.
Yeah. And yeah, you guys are on the run. And the way this will go is, imagine any attack you do will hit and kill, but also there will be attacks coming in at you as well from anywhere. So you're seeing throngs and hordes coming in, and you only have enough time to pick what's in front of you, off to the side of you. You're not really like, I want to, hit Steve with a calculated attack. No, it's more like, fucking hit all of them sort of thing. It's a little bit more generalized, but it's more of, let's get this going.
So I would like to point out that my Eldritch Blast then will be going towards multiple enemies each time.
Oh, yeah.
So I will be taking out 2 in a round instead of 1.
Gotcha. And yeah, with that in mind, Sunny does the old shillelagh with her quarterstaff and takes a hit. And you see a few smaller mains go down as she's running, which brings us to the first attack against, her, actually. And a few mains and dretches come in, and she dodges them deftly. And bringing us to Yusuf. You see Sunny dodge the attacks. She got some good attacks in, cleared a little bit of a path as you guys are running. And yeah, no, there's some room. You have a little bit room to swing your sword, but they're coming in fast.
I know we took a short rest, right? We took a short rest before we left. Okay, then my Shield of Faith is definitely gone, so my AC is down to 16. Sorry, I'm attacking them?
Yep, you're basically trying to carve a path. You're going. Essentially,
does an 11 hit one?
Yeah, they're low.
Okay, so then I kill one and I explode another one with a nat 20. So
gotcha. Perfect. And then they rolled, and what's your AC again?
6. It's 16 right now.
6. Your AC is 6. Fuck.
16.
16?
16.
Got it. One of the dretches is able to get you in for a claw attack, about 7 damage.
Okay.
But the other one misses completely. And bringing us to Tazla next.
Pew pew.
Pew pew, knock them few aside. How many eldritches?
Dos. So that is a 22.
22? Oh, yeah.
For one.
Uh-huh.
And then it'll be a 20 for... Not dirty 20. So it'll be a dirty 20 for the second.
Yeah, these things are really effing low ACs, so you're guaranteed, unless you roll super low to hit them. And yeah, you Eldritch Blast them and they disintegrate. Still more coming in. Now like they're all aware of what's going on. They're swarming in behind you. Even now they're heading to Feder. But Feder, you're up. They damage you. They rolled... Well, one of them gets you for... it's a bite. Ends up biting on your arm for 5 damage.
They got more than 13 AC?
Yes.
Damn it.
Raw 14.
5 damage?
Yeah, 5.
John, I have almost died several times. I came the closest when we were fighting the freaking cat. I need to not die. I am prepared, but I need to not die.
I need a long rest because I need spells because I am out.
Yeah.
Aside from my new 3rd level ones.
Roll for panic. Feder, you're next. You saw that one actually tore some of Tazlin's arm a bit, but she blasted a few aside. There's a little bit more room, but they're swarming behind her to you now, and it's up to you.
Are there any? I'm trying to figure out. Are there any like beefier looking ones, or are they all just kind of like stock standard?
Stock standard.
Very Walking Dead.
Yeah,
swarm.
the dretches are a little bit on the bigger side, but they're big old squishy Stay Puffs. They're not. They're not as
And there's
bad.
no distance to close, right? They're up on us.
Everything's melee on you right now. They're swarming in. So,
Right on.
Yeah.
Is it for this? Is it worth can I use some part of my turn to try to find us the best path through this? Or are we just kind of full attack mode? Like, is there a way to leverage some skills to try to get us a better path out of this horde?
I would say, since you're coming up the rear, it would be tougher. But if you wanted to, you would just, if you want to belt it out all your attacks that you can possibly do, and re-roll an initiative, you can try to push yourself further in this line.
Okay, sure. So
he's gonna do some fancy shit.
Two attacks. We're gonna go with the classic mom and dragon tooth combo. That's that is 17 for one and 18 for the other.
Perfect.
Okay, so I'll just like Naruto run, blades out to the sides.
Nice.
And just try to like weave my way up through people to get to the front of the line with an eye on trying to get us through this as like the horde keeps like piling up around us to try to like, it's like navigating the mosh pit with 2 drinks in your hand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I would say for some of those attacks, can you roll some damage? I just mainly want to see how much.
Okay.
If we're looking on the high end of damage, this is going to be fairly easy for you. If it's on the low end,
sure,
we might hold back on that around, but we'll see. Like, it just depends.
That's that's so the first one is 6 points of damage, 2 points of poison. The other one is 7 points of damage. 8 points of damage.
Okay, just then regular straight old re-initiative roll for this, since you're coming up the rear. As they're attacking in, They all miss you. So,
Oh my god. 9.
9?
Yeah.
So you've... so for this, you've pushed up a little bit.
Better did some fancy shit, and he got away with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
As this round switches over to a new round, you guys do see that Feder is able to push ahead a little bit. He's adjusting his initiative as he's pushing through. So you guys realize that you can adjust your initiative kind of on the fly here on a per round basis. This is kind of what you're gleaming from how he's pushed past Tazlin. He's warded off some attacks against you too, Tazlin, as you're moving forward. And as we get to this new round of chase, in the far distance, you do see a dark outline ahead that looks like some kind of structure. You're too panicked to see what it is and make it out, but you see something ahead to go for. And we come to the top of the round with Sunny doing another staff attack. Yeah, pretty high. Knocks a couple more out of the way, and one just clean knocks the head off. And they attack her as well, giving... you see both Amain and Dretch manage to get some jabs in along her arm and tear at her arm a bit, similar to Tazlin. And she gives a yell in pain, and we come to Yusuf. As you're running, you now have... If you can do enough damage, I'll let you adjust where you sit in this initiative for the upcoming round. But if you're good where you are, cool. But you can actually push ahead if you want.
No, I'm gonna stick with them because I'm in front right now, right?
No, you're behind Sunny. She's a little bit ahead
Sunny,
of you.
I'm second, yeah. No, actually, because in the middle is where I want to be. I'm going to cast Aid at 3rd level as we're running.
Okay.
And I'm going to choose... Had Sunny gotten hit yet?
A little bit, yeah. She's got some tear on her
Feder,
arms.
have you taken damage? You haven't yet.
No,
okay.
they missed him.
So I'm going to choose, because Feder hasn't taken damage, I'm going to cast Aid. Your spell bolsters your allies with toughness and resolve. Choose up to 3 creatures within range. Each target's hit point maximum and current hit points increase by 5 for the duration. But since I'm casting that at 3rd level, it increases by 5. So Sunny, myself, and Taz get 10 extra hit points.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh, so I'm not in the fun bunch for this one?
Well, you had... Oh, that's right. It does the total. Never mind. I'm not putting myself in that. I am putting Feder in that. So the 3 of them have 10 extra hit points.
Oh, okay.
So their total goes up, and they gain those as part of it. And that lasts for 8 hours.
Oh, nice. Perfect. And then, yeah, so that's your action.
Yeah, and I just keep running.
Okay. Okay, a Dretch comes in, goes completely wide, and then a main comes in to hit for 18 to hit.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, hits.
Okay, 5. A claw attack on you is able to graze your neck a bit. And it stings, bringing us to Feder, now in 3rd position.
Cool. So what I'm going to do is... This is why I took this feat.
Nice.
I'm going to, instead of doing 2 attacks, I'm going to forgo one of them I want to kind of scan in front of me and find the closest, like, big target that will clear some space for me.
Okay.
For all of us to kind of go behind. And I essentially want to do insightful fighting just so I can roll sneak attack and do more damage on the one person to try to clear some room out in front of us.
Gotcha. There's a couple of big dretches chilling around. Actually, the one that you would be focusing on is this main. It's about maybe kind of double the size of normal.
Okay.
It's starting to lumber up and try to gain some sort of morale traction against you guys.
I'm going to kind of like, as we're running, just like, I'm going to start to just kind of veer slowly and then just be like, this way. And I'm just going to roll that. I'm going to like focus in on it with my Terminator vision. Contested by a deception check, and I'm going to roll insight. I'm not going to take my new cool double insight because I'm assuming I'm moving at full speed.
What's it contested against?
Your deception check versus my insight.
Got it. Oh, these guys are not the bee's knees for this. So yeah, they don't succeed.
Cool, because I got a 23.
Yeah.
So I see the juiciest, the sweetest and juiciest part. And I'm gonna swing Mom's dagger, and I will get a plus 9 is a 15 to hit.
Yeah.
Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5d6. Ooh, who's excited about that? I am. All right. So God, that's a lot. So 12 18, 22, 24, Jesus, 26, plus 5 is 31.
31.
31 points of magical onyx dagger damage.
Got
As
it.
and again, at the run, so I just kind of wait for my moment, and I want to just, like, kind of come in almost and, like, gill him, right? Like, think of, like, the deep from The Boys. Like, I want to just go in and come around, like, as I'm going past. So
Got
just,
it.
like, try to, like, pull a kidney out on the way, and then just give him, like, a flavor Spartan kick out of the way, and just keep running.
Got it. And with this, with as much damage as you did, and with the finesse of it, I would say you could roll a re-initiative with advantage if you want to adjust your place.
I was gonna say there was like a light trail that came off from the dagger as he was doing this.
Yeah.
15. Haha, steadily better.
That'll put you ahead of Sunny. She's 15, but back like low 15. And you scoot around to the front, but you're clearly carving a path that's a lot easier for you guys to run in.
Yeah.
So it makes much more sense, and
Cool.
she defers to that. No issue at all. And during the process of this, Mains and Dretches are still trying to hit you somewhat, and between the two that manage to get close enough, one rolls a 17 to hit, and one rolls a they both roll 17 to hit.
Okay, well, both of those are gonna hit. I'm gonna uncanny dodge one of them.
Okay, so normally they would do total between them 13 damage.
Okay, half one of them.
Okay, so 9.
Okay, sweet. So, and just here's my tiny bit of flavor to all this is like Federer's running. So, just like in the backstory of it all, like, I don't know, like Augur, his grandfather, right, who was a general in the wars in Avernus, is kind of a weird, mean motherfucker who used to like just sit, and like the top floor of the tower is just this complete onyx circle with like one window slit that points out towards Dispater's castle, and he sits almost in like a bird perch. Like he's like a what's the Balrog equivalent? I keep forgetting. Like he's a pit fiend, right? So he just kind of sits there with his arms crossed and stares towards Dispater. And I would get sent up there as a kid. I'd get sent up there for lessons, and it was the scariest thing that Feder had to do, like in his growing up. And oftentimes he would just go in that room and stare at Augur, who would keep his back turned to him, this giant kind of onyx pit fiend, and just stare towards Dispater, and he would mumble about the war, because they called him Onyx. He was called Augur Thousand Year, or the Onyx Shield, because he had so many campaigns in Avernus, and so he would just be sitting there and be like, "We were surrounded by all sides, and they kept flowing and flowing," and so Feder would just sit there and stare at him for hours of him like weirdly mumbling these tales of war and like sieges, and like, "And we murdered every last one of them and split their blood on our blades." And Feder just like, imagine like 8-year-old Feder just like sitting there, never really being acknowledged, but like Augur would just talk, and then he would just go, and then Feder would just take off out of there. So like he's having this weird like sensory as he's now being like, you know, set upon by demons of just like all these flashbacks of Augur, and I'm just like, well, fuck, here we go. And so yeah, that's okay, thank you. That's my dumb little headcanon moment for everybody.
Love it.
Oh yeah, and it's almost helpful in the preparation. Like, oh, you get it.
Yeah.
Now you have to be the fear.
I really hate that this is useful, because like he resents those times with his awful scary granddad like more than anything, and he's just like, well, fuck, and it's just like, let's go that way. I know how to do this. I hate that I do, and there we go.
And to everyone else, it's just watching a machine, a magical, devilish machine work its magic on these unfortunate abyssal fleshy corpses, as he now leads you all in this chase forward. And since he's moved from there, that brings us to the end. Taslin, you're bringing up the rear.
I just kind of mumble to myself going, I wasn't good at running in school. Come on. And then yeah, I'll just blast a couple more. You know what? I will I wasn't good at running in school. Come on. I will throw my hands out and not quite to where these guys are leading, but more a little off to seem like, hey, there might be something bigger and more of a distraction here. I will cast Shatter.
Ooh.
I just see like this pile of them just getting like ragdoll, like Bethesda style, just ragdolled in the air.
Yep, and so there'll just be this loud ringing that everybody's gonna hear, very much like a ring and shatter of the glass, because I'm just like, I wasn't good at running in school, and just boom.
It's like Force Unleashed, stormtroopers trying to hang on to each other while they're flying through space.
So anything within a 10-foot radius of where I have centered this sphere is going to essentially take damage. They can do like a Constitution saving throw. I don't know how many you want to decide to choose to do that.
Their Constitution is like absolutely nothing special. They're pretty weak, so
okay.
It's just there's volume. So you're looking at volume. They're all going to suffer mightily to obliteration with what you're doing.
Yep.
But there's just a lot of them in that 10-foot space. Dozens, like they're like a lot of them that far out are clambering on each other to get to you as well. So, like the World War Z sort of clambering up the wall sort of thing. Just you can see the waves of those in the distance as you guys are running. Just there's a few of them as they're crawling. Like the slower ones are getting left behind because fuck them. We got to kill whatever we see here.
All right. I did my math. Well, sort of. I did my math. So 39 points of damage.
Good.
Nice.
Christ.
What type of damage?
It is lightning damage.
Lightning damage?
The thunder damage.
Thunder?
Yes.
Okay, so it shifts.
So Sonic.
You guys can feel a bit of a shift as some of the closer mains and dretches to you are pushed forward towards you a little bit from that. So it throws them off. You're not getting any attacks against you this go around because the ones that are pushed aside, and you do have an opportunity if you wish to push forward a little bit.
Oh yeah, I'll totally, like, with that and the distraction, I will like kick one, I'll take my hand and literally shove the face of another and be like, I don't like running. Move.
So what I would say is you have the opportunity to re-roll your initiative with advantage, and since your initiative right now is at 7 and Yusuf's is at 13, there's a gap that they could fill in and overwhelm if you're not careful. So if you want to either get ahead of him or get close to him, that would be the...
Oh, yeah. No, I'd get... so I rolled a 21.
Nice. So...
So my hatred for running has made me fast as light.
So picture this. Feder, you just got done. You just took the lead, and you're going forward. And then with that shatter happens, and just a wave kind of adjusts. And before you know it, Talzin's right in front of you. Just... being like, fuck this, I'm running, and da-da-da. And she has joined you up in the front of this.
Okay.
And yeah, because of all that, they couldn't get an attack on you, bringing us to the end of this round. So you guys are close enough now to the structure ahead to see that it is a windmill, and that it's much closer than you first anticipated. You figure that this round will get you pretty much to the perimeter of this. So you're getting close to a structure that you could possibly get to and hide from or find shelter or something. But it is a windmill up ahead. And Talzin, you're first again, the way this shakes out.
Uh-huh.
I knew it, John. I knew it. I knew you were going to do this to me. I knew it. Fucking knew it. Second, you were like, structure up ahead. I was kind of like, it's going to be the windmill. And then it's the windmill. I knew it. Continue.
Hey, you're up.
It's me.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. So as you get
Swing
you
and a miss.
shatter those dretches and mains, and you get past Feder, and there's almost a sense of pride, like, I just did this. I ran. I got ahead of the group here. Fuck, there's a windmill up ahead.
So the little flavor text that is happening in Taslin's world, especially about the running, is that it's not just the running in school. It's also the running that happened at Sky Point with her whole backstory. And there's a lot of like, she would get into trouble, and it's like, let's go running through the streets and try and avoid all the people so the guards don't catch us. And then in the very, very back of it, it's also, let's run away from the hell of the Nine Riders because your mom told you to run as the skyscape gets dark. So, and then of course in all of this, she's like, my past is driving me to run even though I fucking hate running because running is terrible. And she looks up and no, look, there's a windmill, and I stop.
You stop running.
I stop.
You all heard the part where I said that if our heroes stopped running through the hordes of the abyssal fodder, they would be overwhelmed, right? Okay, cool. Anyway, I should go, but don't worry, I'm not gonna be gone for 56 days for those nerds counting. Just line up the drinks and I'll hit you with the story. All in these demon days.
Just a kind of a pulsing, like a. That's not the sound. There's no sound. It's just a pulse of heat that seems almost heartbeat-like for a little bit that you can observe.
Like it's breathing on him?
That it's the heartbeat, like a heartbeat. I'm breathing because that's the only
I mean,
way.
that was some nice ASMR that I got in my ear there.
Welcome to the ASR channel.
The podcast has now switched over to ASMR. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, Daddy.
Everyone who was listening on the road just crashed.
5,000 subs. Here we go.
Oh, sweet. ASMR D&D. Woohoo. It's just
not quite the falling apart bridge that we see on the map.
Yeah, that was just available. That was a free asset. Thanks for drawing attention to. In fact, I didn't spend any money on that asset pack.
Hey, you could have been like, it was the only bridge that we had that was small enough.
Yeah. You know, I'm a good DM. All right. So.
This is a labor of love, John. We understand.
Yes. And the one thing I don't love that I Marie Kondoed out of my life is drawing things. So, anyways.
A roll of 5.
I should have been able to count those fingers faster than I did. Wow. I haven't seen real people. All right.
Look at all that meat.
You're sitting here going, wait.
Count this meat.
I don't have to, like, it's not reversed because of the camera anymore.
Yeah, we're here. I also wrote down Yusuf as yes whiff.
Yes, whiff.
That is your new canon nickname. Yes, whiff.
Yes, whiff and no whiff. Guys, the memes make themselves.
God.
But the yes is the top and the no is an arrow pointing to the pants.
What's up, Giggles?
Oh no, we killed.
How you doing over there?
Oh, God.
Breathe.
Yes, whiff.
My wife.
No whiff.
It's so beautiful.
Just spoke straight to my wife's troll heart.
I'm crying.
Oh, God.
Oh, this is amazing.
Stop helping me.
Talk into the mic.
You're the mic.
Be a yes
I am
whiff.
the mic.
Be a yes whiff.
Oh, my God.
I'm the mic. Not I'm the map, I'm the mic.
You're not Mike. I'm talking into the mic. I'm facing forward. Now, except when I'm yelling at you. Hello. Stop helping me. God.
Another crash on the 405 as they're listening.